You was on stage this weekend.
And
not an R&B Only live stage.
Right, we did a Roots picnic stage. So this was our very first festival appearance outside of an R&B Only festival.
Right, that we haven't produced.
We haven't produced. And me and Jabari hit the stage. It was great to go and represent R&B Only. And, you know, first of all, we were on the podcast stage. So I don't know if y'all know, but it was a little bitty stage back in the far corner of the Roots picnic. Now, if you know, you know. No, it wasn't the far corner.
People knew, too.
People
definitely knew.
They did. And it was just so, like, amazing and inspirational to see. I was standing on that stage, and I think when we got up there, it was probably about 100, 200 people there already.
There were people definitely
maybe 150
there.
when we first got there.
Then you saw people.
Yeah, as soon as we got on stage, did our introduction, first song played, people were swarming in. It was just crazy to see, like, from the stage, too, because we had a different view than y'all did. We could see people coming from the side to the front of the field. It was just amazing to see, and it really filled my heart with just joy, because it's like, I remember when I was younger seeing these things, because I knew I was going to be here. God told me a long time ago. So to see it happening, it's amazing. And I'm just truly grateful and thankful.
I'm so proud of you guys. It was great to watch.
I'm proud of you. This is the first time I got to see you in action. I've never got this, outside of our festivals, I've never got to see you in action. I'm like, oh, look at Jovy over there getting her interview on. Really a journalist out here, okay?
Type shit.
For real. For real.
Thank you.
But it was just amazing to see. I was just super proud of the R&B Only crew and the Colors crew this weekend. And just see us all out there working. We had the biggest crew out there, you know, but it was amazing. I'm just blessed.
To break it down a little bit
Break it down.
So Roots Picnic has 3 stages. The main stage.
Yes.
I forget what the name of the main stage was, but then there was another stage with a lot of really big performers.
It was an amphitheater, actually.
The amphitheater was the presser stage, and then there was also the Centennial stage, which was the podcast and like more DJ sets. That's where like we were. That's where you, me, and R&B were. That's where Jerk and Jollof was, and that was
worth of game.
Right.
Yeah.
Tonight's Conversations. A lot of those things, and it was just really beautiful to see. Like she said. There were people who were there and like were there to watch us when we first got there.
Right.
And then there were people who, as soon as, like she said, as soon as the music played, that
they
like
heard us and we attracted them.
And we're like immediately like we're in like, you know, our crowd control game crazy.
It controls.
It controls.
But then again, there was also people there who had our set on their schedule. The only thing was the Dream was on at the same time. Right. So I noticed like halfway to the Dream
was
set,
on at the same time.
Yeah, like people were flooding from over there.
So it was the Park stage, which is where like that's the main stage where Jill Scott, Nas, the Dream was playing, all of the Marsha Ambrosius. Okay.
It was amazing. It was overall great weekend.
It was.
I didn't really get to see anybody on Saturday besides us and Jill Scott because there was just so much going on. But
you know what?
Sunday.
You know what? Last week, this girl right here got on my case, on my neck about how I don't stay. Like usually when I'm working these festivals, I don't stay till the very end to watch all of these like performances and stuff. And this week I did. I watched Jilly from Philly
on Saturday.
I stayed on Saturday.
Yes.
I could have stayed on Sunday, but like,
I can't say.
Talk about it.
Being that this is my first festival. Working and just going as a festival goer on Sunday, I will say that you are tired. Like I can see why you wouldn't stay all day, especially if you're working. However, if we were to have all access badges or a different type of access to the festival, then it would be easier to stay all day.
Yeah.
The only access that we had after working was GA.
Yeah.
So we didn't have blankets, we didn't have lawn chairs. So once we got done working, it's like, okay, we don't want to stand up all day. And then after that, have to deal with the regular 20,000 people getting out in traffic. Even if we
Ubers
drove
and stuff.
Yeah, so it is a lot. I understand. But on Sunday, I will say that I stayed until the very, very end. And the experience in hindsight, looking at it is worth it. It's a lot dealing with it in time. Like my back was hurting, my knees was hurting. But the only reason I stayed is because I was walking out with y'all. My cousin called me and like, I got a VIP wristband for you. I'm like, okay, cool. Now I didn't have a chair when I went in there, but there was much more space in there. It's easier to move around. So we had our own exit. So I will say it was much easier to deal with like that. So, but it was a great experience to see the entire thing from start to end. It was cool, but I am tired. My back is in pain.
And I will say like Roots Picnic was one of, like I've said before, that's even as a ticket buying person,
it's set up very well.
It's a great nicely, smoothly run festival, whereas some of these festivals, and even like if I think about the weather, like the weather was perfect. It wasn't too hot. It wasn't like it sprinkled a little bit, but it wasn't like a downpour of rain at any point. Dallas last week, there's no way I'm staying past.
Texas is crazy.
There's no way I was staying past the time that I needed.
And the weather was good.
The weather was perfect. We weren't like doing the interviews. We weren't out in the elements. Like there was an air conditioned space for me to like pull people. It was a really smooth, like one of the smoothest, if not the smoothest outside of our festivals. It was very
well organized.
For sure.
For all of those people in
a lot of times, like Jimmy's my videographer. Shout out to all the shooters. A lot of times we're there very early because the artists that I know that we're automatically going to have access to like are usually earlier in the set. So we're there very early. In the elements, like I said, it's just like a lot of layers to it. It is a lot to
deal with. I feel you.
Jill Scott was worth it though.
Yeah, I was like, certain people though, it's like I'm not missing. Like I couldn't leave and not see Jill Scott. Like I would have beat myself up. Now, Lil Wayne, I could have left, but am I happy I
did want to see.
I wanted because he played with the roots. So to see Questlove, and then it's different for me too because I'm a drummer. So when I'm growing up and my dad is trying to give me people to listen to that I can learn from drums, and my mom too, the two people that they told me to listen to was Sheila E. and Questlove. So to see Questlove up there for the first time, and then crazier story, I got locked inside of a gate because they had a first line that they came from the crowd to the stage, right? I went to see the art exhibit in VIP, right? They locked us in because guess who was right there in a golf cart going to the stage? Questlove. Talk to this man. I talked to him. So it was like, if I wouldn't have stayed, I wouldn't have had that experience. So basically we were leaving the art exhibit trying to go back to our seat because we knew the show was about to start. Security blocked it off. We're like, why are they blocking it off? We see all these instruments. We're like, oh, they about to first line their way from the back of the crowd to the stage. Questlove got on a bass drum. Bop, bop, right in front of me. I'm like, wow. But they stood there they held us for like 20 minutes, so we couldn't see it. I just saw it from afar, but it was still amazing. And so it was just great to see. I'm glad I stayed to the end. And I will say,
glad you did too.
Any other festival, I'm going to most likely stay to the end.
Okay.
Depending on who the headliner is.
Okay.
If it's Taylor Swift, I will not be staying to the end.
Now, how's she in it?
Because that's somebody that I will never stay to see. I would see Taylor Swift at 3 o'clock. Is somebody after her?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Who else did we get to see? I got some really, 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 really cool interviews as well.
Yeah, I know that Just Asking episode is about to be fire. Like I said, this is the first time I got to see you like in action outside of our show. So it was just great to see. And then like the reception of the people towards you that, because sometimes artists might be like, no, I don't want to do it. And even if they don't,
smooth with it.
They're always cool in the interview. And it's like, even if they don't want to do it, you don't really see that in the camera. Like you always end up bringing out some type of light or fun and joyness from it. So thank you. Can't wait for y'all to see that. But.
We got quite a few people. And you know what's funny? We got I have to make a lot of like executive decisions in the moment. Once I figure out who's there, what we have access to, and who will most likely have access to. So a lot of these people, or some of these people, are people that I've interviewed in the past, whether that was a week ago or 2 weeks ago, because this is now 3 festivals back to back to back. So we got like Josh Levi, Q, and Smino and October London are all people that we've interviewed before, and I knew that, so I asked brand new questions. So brand new questions this week. So aside from them, we also got Wallow and Gilly.
That was an interesting. They are an interesting duo.
Yeah, and I got them separately.
They're totally opposite, but very similar in so many ways.
And there's something. Yeah, there's something. Maybe the font is the same, or like, oh no, but interesting.
It's just they mesh very well, but they are two totally different people.
If y'all ever watched On My Block, Jamal off of On My Block, his name is Brent. I got him. I like him. Young
he also
BBQ
makes music as well.
You know what? And I didn't know that until he started singing. And I was like, you need to leave that acting shit alone and get your ass in the booth. And he was, and he was like, baby, I am. I'm like, okay. We got Anne-Marie. She actually recognized. So we had ran into her at Togetherland Fest, but she wasn't doing interviews at Togetherland Fest. And then she was on with the Backyard Band this week. And as soon as her part of that set was over, I ran backstage and was like, I'm going to get her when she come out of here and reintroduce myself. But she had automatically recognized me. And I'm like,
you out. You see what? We were just having this conversation before the show started.
Yeah.
So yeah,
so we got that interview.
That's amazing.
She's so sweet.
I already
Beautiful.
know she is.
Beautiful.
Oh, I wish I could have been there to meet her with you, but I was still asleep.
Yeah, we got some really good interviews coming out this week. Like
That's
I said,
great.
brand new questions. So
this was a great weekend. Who are you able to catch this weekend besides Jill Scott?
Performance wise, I caught like the beginning part of the Backyard Band.
Oh yeah, you just said that.
I caught Smino. No, I didn't, because that was during your set. I caught him interview wise. I caught Sexy Red with that big ass MAGA inspired hat on her stage. Crazy.
Right, Make America Sexy Again. I was like, is this still kind of helping with the promo? Like, it's not taking away from it.
It's MAGA inspired. Like,
right.
So I don't know. I have feelings about it. Of course, I got Jill Scott. I saw Q.
Okay.
There's also this shorty. I'd never heard of her before. Her name is Chioki, I want to say. She's
this is the woman that was pregnant on stage. Okay.
Yeah, pregnant as hell. But she sounded so good. Yeah. She sounded so good.
Amazing.
She sounded so good. But she has like a really alternative, like Tizo touchdown almost vibe to her. Who else did I catch?
Who was your fave for the weekend?
I mean, Jill Scott.
Of course. Of course. Mine too. But I will say, Babyface had a great set.
We caught Babyface.
Yeah, we were having that discussion. Who do y'all, okay, if not Babyface, whose category of song written hits is bigger? Y'all know who I'm going to say. He locked up. But him, Babyface.
I don't know who else would be, like, who would be the trifecta of that?
I don't know.
Because Babyface has
Justin Timberlake?
The Dream.
Not Justin Timberlake. The Dream has a lot.
The Dream do be in there working.
And that's one thing that I really wanted to see.
The Dream do be in there working.
His performances, like, is he somebody that does the song that he wrote as well?
No, I mean, maybe at this set, but based off what I saw last week at Togetherland Fest, he just does his
music.
hits.
Okay. Yeah, so that's what I did like about
amazing.
Babyface.
He sounds amazing.
I know he does.
Live.
It's the Dream.
He sounds amazing.
It's the Dream.
Live.
I'm so sad I couldn't catch it, but at the same time, not sad at all because I was on stage, so it's all good. But yeah, I love Babyface set outside of Jill Scott and Lil Wayne and the Roots. That was amazing, the entire set. And then Lloyd had a surprise performance, so it was overall
I told you, Lloyd
weekend.
outside as
working.
Fuck. Lloyd outside as fuck. We did catch like the first song and a half of Andre 3000. It was funny seeing people. Okay,
so funny.
First, let's talk about before, because we were talking about this while we were sitting there. But there was a DJ that was on before Andre 3000 set, and we just felt like
no shade to the DJ,
no shade at all to the DJ,
no shade,
but it would have been even better if you're reading the crowd. If you know Andre 3000's coming on, we know he's not coming on and doing his hit. He's not doing Outkast.
Right.
He's doing his Flute album.
Right.
We know that. I know that. You know that.
They said it it says it on the flyer for Roots Picnic.
Why are you playing Sexy Red and Ice Spice?
That's not the type of people that are in the crowd right now.
All these club bangers before we're taking the mood or the vibe
all
from here
the way to meditation
music. Read the room.
Yeah. That's true. Because I will say, DJ Active and DJ Diamond Cuts, they were playing for either the artist that just came off or came before. So like if an R&B artist just came off, the next song after their set would be an R&B hype song.
Makes sense.
But if the next artist was coming off that was hip hop, eventually they would flow into hip hop. So
read the room.
Yeah, that's just the way you have to do it.
Read the room. Yeah,
get ready for the next act. You're supposed to set the tone for the act coming out because you're not performing right now. You're playing in between acts.
And
so be respectful.
As DJs, why are y'all waiting till the very end of your set
to say your name? Who are you? It's 3,000, 4,000, 8,000 people in here. Give us your name. I had to learn the hard way too, though, but I would never do that. I learned with 50 people in the room to say my name with those 50 people, not 5,000 and 10,000. Like, you better say your name beginning, middle, end, not after every song, but these people should know who you are while you're playing, and when you get off.
Just like right now, I'm finna tell y'all, be sure to like, subscribe, share this. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm Jovy E, this is Tiara Monique.
And guess what dropped this week? Them R&B Only live dates, so make sure y'all go to R&B Only Live, rnbonly.com/calendar, first of all, and sign up for the tickets because they will be dropping on June 14th. Yes. So, catch us.
So the cities, look at them dates and look at them closely.
Catch us somewhere.
All right.
We're going to be at another festival coming up real soon, too. Broccoli City
July.
Fest. We'll
Yes,
be
sir.
in Canada this week, Toronto. What's up, T.O. fam? What's up? We're going to be there. But yeah, make sure y'all get them tickets, everything.
What in the fuck was that?
That was my Canadian accent, fam.
R&B only.